And we are live, gentlemen.
Yippee!
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Show number 1,374,000, I think.
What?
Yeah, isn't that it? We've done 1 million of these now.
No.
Feels like it.
You know what sucks? I forgot to grab the link
People
for the
find
show.
it. People find it because we're that popular and shit.
No, they don't, Steve. Because we have 0 viewers.
Listen.
At this point.
Okay, so I'll wait to tell them how to find it. And then they still won't do it.
Somebody in the chat room already.
See?
2 people.
See? Those people know what they're doing. They get that little notification on their phone. I have an issue with YouTube, and I'm going to talk about it right now because I'm fed up and I'm ready to, call or something. I get notifications on my phone.
Yeah.
When a show goes live. But on the computer, it takes like 2 hours for me to get that notification. What the fuck is that? It pops up on my phone right away.
Watching podcasts on YouTube and trying to keep up with the and wanting to watch live when it came on and having issues with YouTube sending me the notifications.
Well, I still have issues with the notifications.
Yeah.
But
it is
they come up on my phone immediately. But
anyway, Steve, this is episode 159 of the Fortean Slip. Chat room, listening or watching live, for tuning into this dog shit. We were having technical difficulties. That's why we started a little late.
We're not having technical difficulties. You're having technical
I seem to be having technical difficulties, which means we groups having technical difficulties.
Yeah, and you still are.
Show.
You still are, by the way. But I think we can hack it.
I'm still breaking up like a son of a bitch.
I don't know if I'd classify it as a son of a bitch, but yes.
Okay. So what would you classify it as?
I haven't thought of the classification, to be honest with you.
A son of a dolphin.
Yes, a dolphin.
A son of a dolphin.
Just fuck your moose. That's all I know. Is that still a thing, Richard?
That is still a thing.
Good.
I'm going to keep it going, even if no one else wants it to.
I like it. It's my favorite thing, actually, right now.
So, Steve, we were talking before you came in.
Oh boy.
And Stacy Brown.
Ooh. My favorite.
He's making a movie.
Well, we talked about that on a show prior, didn't we?
We mentioned it in passing, yeah.
Yeah, so is there new news about this movie?
There's a whole article.
Like in like a major entertainment publication?
We're not sure exactly. There's this Richard has the story if he wants to
I'd be interested to know if it's a major entertainment publication, a major theater, or not theater, but production company and stuff like that. Is that the case?
This news story comes from the Tallahassee Democrat.
Tallahassee Democrat, Steve.
Yes.
That's the shit.
You've made it in the big time when you made it in the Tallahassee Democrat.
That's right.
All right, go on.
Good times.
I want to know, what's the name of this movie? Do they have that yet?
There's no working title that I can see.
Wait, so
But
don't you usually have a working title prior to working on a movie? I'm just saying.
no, they change that stuff all the time.
Oh,
So here you go. Clad in camouflage patterned pants, black shirts, and weathered hiking boots, Stacey
Oh,
Brown Jr. and Chris Godwin lead the way into
hunting
a
the
hilly.
predator.
wait. Who the fuck is Chris Godwin?
I don't know, some dude that's hiking with Stacey Brown Jr.
Okay,
Oh, you made me lose my spot.
Chris Godwin.
Lead the way into a hilly, dark Chattahoochee forest.
Of course.
Halfway through the hike, thunder begins to roll from afar. Chris, check the weather radar. I can't do a southern accent. Chris, check the weather radar.
That was pretty damn good, actually.
Brown says to his Bigfoot searching partner, Chris Godwin. They've been trekking the forests of the Big Bend for years, hoping to spot the legendary creature. No rain for now. The duo continues. After walking uphill, Brown decides to stop to try some calls, which, as we all know, are
Walking uphill in the winter, both ways.
No, this is Tallahassee, or no, this is Chattahoochee. So there is no winter there. I mean, there's a winter, but it's not snowy.
shock upon shock. None of the calls are responded to. A few more moments of silence pass before there's a loud grunt. It echoes and dissipates, and then a rustle in the darkness shifts everyone's attention. It's a possum. So, yeah.
It's a possum. You sure? You sure it's a possum and not a fucking alligator? Because I want to be clear on this.
It says it was only a possum, and this is coming from the Tallahassee Democrat, a news source you can trust.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that the Tallahassee Democrat is a good news source. I mean, it's probably a legitimate publication.
I'm going to get a hold of these people and ask if we can be sponsored by them, because I want to say Tallahassee Democrat in every episode of the Fortean Slip from now on.
Okay. Well, you don't have to be sponsored by them, but it would be nice if they did. Just tell them we're big fans of Stacey Brown and Chris McCheese or whatever his name is.
Chris McCheese.
Oh, no.
You couldn't have been more wrong if you tried, and I suspect you did.
I did try.
Oh, there's a picture of him.
Is that the whole article?
It goes on.
I mean, do they find a Bigfoot in the end? I mean, so we don't have to watch this piece of shit?
No. It's not. It's just a puff piece for this movie, basically.
I'm gonna watch it. I am gonna watch it if it comes out on like YouTube or something.
I don't think it's coming out on YouTube. I think this is one of them made for Netflix things.
Oh,
well,
boy.
I want to know if it actually, made for Netflix, my ass. I doubt it'll even hit Netflix. Come on. I've seen the trailer. I've seen the trailer.
You've seen the trailer?
I've seen the trailer.
Now see the movie.
I can tell you that the acting level that I've seen. Now, Stacey actually wasn't too bad well, yeah, he was. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it wasn't good.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure that if you go to Stacey's YouTube, which I don't even recall what that is anymore, that the trailer will be there or somewhere. I did see the trailer. I think it was in the coalition group. Somebody posted it.
Really?
But anyway, so it was not good. It was not good. The acting. And if it was good, I'd say it. I mean, I have issues with some of the people involved, but I would tell you if it was good. It wasn't good.
Wow. Steve, no holds barred in his in-depth review of the trailer. It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
Steve Alcorn.
Thanks for that, Steve.
It was like, here's what I believe this movie will be. One of those
piece
movies.
Of shit.
Well, yeah, but one of those movies where they just throw in like a lot of cliche type lines because they need filler. This whole movie will be that kind of thing. And because that's what
I
the
agree.
trailer was.
Yeah, I
The
don't
whole trailer
disagree.
was like that.
But we didn't think that shooting Bigfoot was going to be that good, and it turned out to be not that bad.
Yeah, the Rick Dyer one, the one with
Yeah.
Dyer and then Dallas and Wayne. God rest his
Biscardi.
soul. Yeah.
He's looking for Bigfoot in heaven now, lads.
Yeah. Not Biscardi, Dallas. No, Wayne. Dallas. Dallas was last. Wayne,
Joan,
I think,
get me a Snapple.
yeah,
You
I
just-
think Wayne is still kicking, but Dallas, who is actually a pretty cool character. I never actually got to meet the guy, but you know, I believe he believed what he was doing, but he was a
I think
cool
Tom
cat.
Biscardi should come on our show.
Didn't somebody express an interest? Didn't he want to?
No,
Biscardi
that
did.
was bullshit.
Are you saying it was a fake Tom Biscardi that expressed interest?
No, he expressed an interest, and then he decided he didn't want to do it anymore.
Why did he actually listen to an episode?
Yeah, that's where most of our guests actually decide they're not that interested anymore, is when I send them to link to listen to one of our shows. You know you've muted yourself, right, Steve?
My
He
vape
does
died.
that. He does that, Richard.
I mean,
When he
like
doesn't want the
completely,
world to know what he's doing.
completely dead. It won't do a thing. How am I
He
going to make it
is-
through the episode?
Steve Alcorn, the accidental psychic.
Uh-oh.
Rises
I
up.
I don't have a backup vape. So
Oh no, Steve, what are you gonna do?
They're pretty easy to make. You just need a battery and some thin wire.
yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit here and make my own fucking vape while we're on the show.
You're capable of it.
Yeah, I can do just about anything I put my mind to, Richard.
You can.
Yeah.
But you have the attention span of a gnat. Right. So, in other Bigfoot news, Keegan Reid has announced his retirement.
Oh, why?
What's that supposed to mean?
Retirement from what? He wasn't even around that long.
Who is this person you speak of?
Keegan Reid, the big dog. Mr.
The big dog.
Yeah, it's what I called him. He's one of these, I'm going to kick your ass if you talk nasty about me people.
Or if you just tell the truth about me. That type of guy.
if you just point out that he's full of shit. So I called him the big dog because he reminded me of this video I saw on YouTube once.
I have some Bigfoot news of my own. And this will come as a shock to most people. But I got a friend request on Facebook the other day. And I'm going to give you 3 guesses, Richard, as to who it was. Go ahead.
Was it Dickface McGee, who we don't mention on this show?
I'm not sure who Dickface McGee is.
I features a lot in my cartoons.
No, I already have him as a friend on Facebook.
Why do you have him as a friend? Why does anyone fucking support his existence in any way? But
Entertainment value. At least, I mean, come on.
he's not
Okay,
entertaining.
So strike one. It wasn't Dickface McGee. Next.
Okay. Kelly Shaw.
Nope. Kelly Shaw's already a friend, I think.
Oh, Jesus. Steve.
Strike 2.
Jesus wept.
Oh, you'll love it when you find out who it really is.
Matthew Johnson.
No, Matthew Johnson sadly blocked me 3 years ago, 2 years ago, just before that whole portal thing.
4 years ago.
So you
Matthew
struck,
Johnson blocked Steve Alcorn.
you struck out big time. Now, this is an unsolicited friend request. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how this guy ever thought that I would make a good Facebook friend. But are you ready, Richard? I don't have a drum roll sound. Does anybody have a drum roll? There you go. Close enough. Ed Waterman.
Yeah.
His friend requested me on Facebook, and I accepted.
Ed Waterman?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy Eddie. I
Can we
ain't
get
seen
him,
him
can
for
we get him on
ages.
the show?
I don't know if we can get him on the show, but he had some really convincing photos that he posted today of Well, he called them aliens and or cryptids of some sort, but I believe they were bushes, but they were really nice.
Do you know what? You can say a lot of things about Ed Waterman, and I have over the years, but the man takes crystal clear pictures. None of this blurry, blob squatchy stuff. Every picture he takes is high def quality.
I have to disagree. The one that he posted today, there was a big white blob in the middle of the picture. It was a bunch of ferns, and then the sun was shining on the one set of ferns a little bit different, so it looked like something, but it wasn't anything. But it was pretty blurry.
Do you remember Bigfoot riding a bicycle?
I do not recall that.
The one with the fence. The white Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah. The one that MK Davis was investigating.
MK Davis here. Good old MK.
Yes.
Yeah. That was some fun shit right there.
That was some good shit. That turned out to be, our own Matt Knapp had investigated those claims way back in the day when they were actually made. That was all on videotape. I mean, it was pretty old stuff.
Right.
But MK brought it out of the depths of the archives, I guess, and tried to make something of it. But
digging deep into the archives.
Apparently, it was just all a bunch of bullshit, hoaxes and shit like that. Like every other Bigfoot video and story we ever see. So, anyway.
Especially from Dickface McGee.
Has Dickface McGee put out any new stuff lately? I haven't paid that much attention, to be honest.
He's always posting videos of blobs in trees. And my favorite was the bird flying away that he said was a Bigfoot. That was just...
You're giving away too much information. Now Dickface McGee is going to know who he is.
Dickface McGee.
Well, we don't want to give away who that really is, right? I mean, you don't want to say his name, do you, Richard?
Hey, Richard, you know who friended me?
Who?
Dickface McGee.
And that is the truth. Dickface McGee did, in fact, friend Chris.
So, yeah, aside from that, there's not much going on in the Bigfoot world.
Well, we don't care anyway. We don't follow that shit now.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. So
we follow it, but we do not follow it.
Do you realize we've been doing this show for 4 years, Steve?
4 agonizing long years, yes.
4 fucking years.
I've been taking your abuse.
I beg to differ. I think having you on the show is abuse in and of its own, and I think Richard can attest to that at this point.
It is your crime, and it is your punishment, Chris.
Is that like a movie line that I don't know about?
It's the line from Red Dwarf, yes.
Okay, so I wouldn't have got that. Okay.
I don't think Chris would have got that, to be fair.
No, I didn't get that one. Red Dwarf's a British thing, right?
I'm going to be interrupted a few times because I am broadcasting from my living room. Go ahead.
Red Dwarf is a British thing, yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was. Good times. Yeah, we've been doing this shit for 4 years now. I don't know why at this point. I don't even fucking know, Richard.
Should have tried to get Matt on for the 4 years anniversary show.
For the 40th, it's only 4 years.
The 4th. Oh. The 4th year anniversary.
It sounded like you said 40th. But yeah, it would have been nice to have been able to talk to him live.
Yeah.
All right, I just missed like the last 3 minutes. Can we
That's okay.
Can we read through it so I know what we were talking about?
No, I don't want to talk to you.
Oh. Last I knew, we were talking about 4 years of hell.
You disappoint me, Steve.
Well, you knew that before we started this shit.
That's right.
It is. We were just saying, should have got Matt on for the 4th year anniversary show.
Oh.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
It would have been interesting.
Yeah, but Matt is like, he, after that Washington Post article. He's hard to get anymore.
He's a big time. He's a
He's big time
player.
That's right.
He's a big fish.
We don't want to, make him do this piddly little show when he's got all that shit going on.
I mean, he's obviously not Mick West big fish, but
He's close.
He's getting there.
I mean, he's got the first initial, M.
Yep.
So he's close.
He's there. He's almost there. That's half the battle, is having an M in your name.
Right. And well, my middle initial is M. Does that count?
Yeah. Well, you are the talent.
That's right.
So,
Mick West, Matt Knapp, they're both catchy names.
that's true.
I mean,
That's very true. That might be the secret of their success.
they roll off your tongue.
Good, wholesome, catchy names.
Yeah. Richard Allen, that's just like, common.
Yeah, that's just horse shit.
It's like
Chris York. Ugh, Chris who?
Yeah,
Just
you
don't
would,
work.
if you're making up a fake name for the internet, Richard Allen. I mean, come on. Doesn't get any cheaper than that.
There is a growing number of people that think that I don't exist and I am an alter of Stephen Struford.
What?
Have they heard your? Well, I mean, does Stephen do a good, British accent?
They genuinely believe that I am Stephen Struford, and when this show or any show I've done is pointed out to them, they say it's him putting on a fake accent.
Well, Stephen, I think the cat's out of the bag. I think that we couldn't have two Steves on the show, and so we made up a fake name for you, and now everybody knows.
That happened.
So I have to ask you, these 3-week-long debates that you have over one little tiny subject in your groups, when you always come out at the top, Stephen.
Yep.
But is it worth all the time that you put into that?
Well, listen, I like impaling people on their own logical fallacy.
Wait. Can you drop the accent for a minute? Or is this your real? See, Struford is the fake you. And you are the real you. So I get it.
I am actually a Russian agent.
Is that your Russian accent? Because it didn't come across very well.
I used to be able to do a Russian accent.
Do they even have one? Well, I guess they do. Huh.
I am actually Russian. No, I can't do it. Fuck that.
You fooled
You're
me.
a fucking failure.
I always thought you were a real person, but I guess I was even wrong.
No, I'm actually Stephen Struford. The cat is out of the bag. I do not exist. In fact, it's the other way around. Stephen Struford does not exist. He is an alter of me.
Yeah.
Anyone that goes to his bookstore seems a cunning hologram that I've rigged up.
Speaking of holograms, I believe. Hologram. Well, I believe that our
segue. Good.
I believe that our topic tonight is the 9/11 conspiracy theories.
That was indeed the plan.
See that? See how we did that? We did all that bullshit at the beginning of the show just to segue into that.
And we did it so effortlessly. You can't teach that.
If we hadn't,
what'd you do effortlessly?
Segue
into what?
Segued into the 9/11 conspiracy thing.
Oh. That.
I think we've done. What
are we talking about? Missiles hitting the Pentagon.
I don't think it was a missile.
Buildings rigged to blow.
I don't think they were rigged to blow.
They were rigged to blow, and there were missiles. It was a false flag operation.
The Bilderberger group is trying to take down humanity.
That isn't even a
putting
conspiracy.
Chemicals in the water to make people gay.
Why would they want to make everybody gay?
Yeah, that's one of them conspiracy theories that I've never quite grasped.
The problem with making everybody gay is then nobody procreates, so there's nobody left. You can't procreate with a man can't procreate, and a woman can't procreate, right?
Right.
That's a fancy word for having babies.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Well, you know, Mr. Dickface or whatever you call him. Dickface.
Steve, the New World Order wants to control population.
I have to
It's
explain.
a way to control the people.
I am using that name forever now. That's brilliant. Okay, go. What would be the point in not blowing up the trade towers?
In not blowing them up?
Yeah.
The point would be so that they would still be there. I don't know. Why?
A bunch of people wouldn't fucking die?
But then America wouldn't have a good reason to go to war with Iraq.
We would. We would have come up with something else. That's what we do.
Yeah, but there it was, a golden ticket on a silver platter.
I got a golden ticket.
But Iraq didn't have anything to do with the World Trade Center. That was Osama bin Laden and his crew.
What else did Iraq not have? Weapons of mass destruction.
Right, but
that completely proves my point.
So we killed what 2,500 or so of our own people in several locations, just to prove that we wanted to blow up some people in some other countries.
Exactly, Steve. That's the level that America takes it to.
Huh. So we had to have a false flag event here so that we could have a real flag event somewhere else.
Exactly. False flags lead to real flags. That's the first rule of war.
So first rule of flags.
Right. Flag war.
Right. No, I don't. No, I don't think there was. There was a conspiracy on 9/11. Don't get me wrong. But the only conspiracy was some terrorists wanted to blow up some fucking Americans. That's it.
My poor, sweet, naive prince. You just believe anything you're told, don't you? Jet fuel can't melt steel girders.
Have there been studies, Richard?
Is he doing the whole
playing
the devil's advocate thing tonight?
Yes. We're not supposed to point that out though. It's supposed to be effortless and come across as that Richard really believes this bullshit.
That's what we fucking agreed at the end of last week's show. What was the point in fucking saying that out loud live on the air?
Well, now you've been fucked.
Yeah,
there.
Man.
That's the conspiracy right there.
Yeah, fucking Chris York, cunt and face McCunt over there.
All right, Steven, settle down.
Sorry.
I know you like to go off on these long tirades of logical whatever.
Yeah, I was going to impale him on a logical fallacy because that's how Struford rolls. But anyway, yeah, jet fuel can't melt steel girders. They've done studies.
Sure it can.
No, it can't.
Sure it can.
It doesn't burn hot enough. Steel burns really hot.
Okay, so it's not just jet fuel at that point, though. You got anything. I mean, it's all the stuff that would be in an office building at that time. Paper, anything that fiberglass. I don't know, whatever they put in the walls for insulation and shit like that. All desks, all sorts of things are coming together to cause hotter heat. Jet fuel is just the starting point.
Better idea. The bombs are going off that were strategically placed throughout the building, which is bringing it down.
Okay. I want to know how people, I mean, I guess I can buy the bomb theory because you could, I suppose, literally sneak those in there if you really wanted to. If you had like ties to the maintenance department or something like that, I suppose you could. I don't think anybody did, but I suppose that That's probably the only
You
part of
suppose
the.
what? That they snuck bombs in after they'd stolen 3 jet planes? Come on.
No. They did that. It was planned out for months and years ahead of time. I'm sure. If the conspiracy theories were true, which they're not, but if they
Which they
were,
are. Right.
we've already established that you're just playing a role, so you don't have to play the role anymore.
Do you know what?
Just saying.
I've spent all week researching this fucking crap.
Okay, so here's the theories. There's bombs placed in the building, which it would take a big effort to do that. But that is probably the only one that might hold some water that would be possible. But I don't think it was. The
But you're
other
forgetting about the CIA, Steve.
bombs of that magnitude would have to be pretty fucking large, wouldn't they?
Not necessarily if they're placed strategically.
You're talking about a building, a giant, huge fucking building. It would take
But
a
you gotta
pretty good
remember,
size.
it's gotta look like a plane has knocked it over.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that theory. The plane is not real, according to them. It's a hologram.
Okay, that's just fucking stupid. I'm not defending that theory at all.
I know, but that's the biggest theory that's going around right now, and you wouldn't believe how many people actually believe that shit. But
What, the holograms?
right? How would you get that many people together and keep it a secret? I mean, it would be bigger than a Hollywood production to pull something like that off, don't you think? You'd have to have the manpower to do that would be tremendous.
But they were filming Spider-Man at the time
Oh,
in New York, so there would have been a Hollywood film crew there
so
to help with that.
none of the caterers, none of the set designers, none of the actors, none of the all these other things, makeup people, all the things that go into a Hollywood production, which there's hundreds of people,
All
not
of
a
them
single
hologram experts.
not a single one has spoken out.
Because they've all died in somewhat mysterious circumstances.
So you're telling me everybody who was involved in the Spider-Man movie has died?
Yeah,
Every one of them.
suicide, shame. It explains why the movie was so shit, because everyone was too busy setting up this elaborate hologram scheme.
So okay, we got what movie was filming in at the Pentagon or near the Pentagon that day?
Yes.
How does a large hologram create a large hole in the ground in Pennsylvania?
But they didn't use holograms in Pennsylvania. They used missiles.
What would be the point of blowing a hole in a farm field in the middle of Pennsylvania?
To send a message.
To what? The cows?
Everyone's like, oh, it must have been planes that knocked down the towers. Look, there's this big hole over here. Where's your logic now, Steve? You've been outthought.
No, I haven't been outthought at all. That makes no fucking sense at all.
It makes perfect sense. If you want people to buy one disaster, you stage another. People only remember the last worst thing that happened.
How did they make
this show
plane-shaped hole in the ground with missiles?
They used plane-shaped missiles, obviously. God, Steve, you're making this easy. I'm like shooting fish in a barrel here.
Missiles, plural?
Yeah.
More than one?
There were like 3.
So where did these missiles come from?
They were fired from a secret NSA base.
Where?
In Pennsylvania somewhere.
There are no secret NSA bases. Well, if they're secret, I wouldn't know. Right?
Okay. You just walk right into that one, champ, because obviously you're not going to know about any secret NSA bases. So
and that's where the theory ends,
completely
because
wins.
all they have to do is say, well, it came from this secret base that nobody knows about, not recognizing that we could trace the path of these missiles, right? You should be able to trace the path of the missiles. And if you can't, at least you could tell the trajectory, but the direction they came from.
You can't trace where the missiles came from.
Well, if there was... Go ahead.
Because of chemtrails they were emanating as they flew.
All right, now you're just making shit up.
Because
that isn't one of the theories of 9/11.
Because of the wonderful things he does. Do.
Ah, Steve. You see what I'm talking about?
I'm just saying, here's the thing.
I see what you're talking about, Richard.
Yeah, I kind of like lost my mind there for a second.
Richard,
I said, here's the thing, and then I couldn't think of anything.
Spazzed out. So
Richard, can we sit around after the show and watch Shortchange 9/11? Loose change 9/11. Can we watch that?
What's that?
Oh dear Jesus. Steve, do you remember the documentary?
Which one?
Loose Change.
No.
You don't remember it?
Did you make me watch that bullshit or something?
No, I don't think I did. I may have. No, because we never did a 9/11 show.
We have actually. We've talked about it. I don't know if we dedicated a whole show.
Right.
The only documentary on 9/11 I've actually watched. Well, there was two. There was a movie made of the plane that crashed in PA, but that wasn't really a documentary. It was kind of, but it was like a docu-movie, I guess. But the only one I've actually ever watched was the one with the firemen, and they went in the building that day, and the actual events of that day, they were filmed, and that's the only one I've actually watched.
Right.
So I still have a hard time. I mean, I remember that day like it was fucking yesterday. I mean, you don't forget that shit. And I still have a hard time watching it because it was very emotional, And I mean, fucking people died that day. And that's what pisses me off about these conspiracy theories is that fucking 2,500 or more people died that fucking day. And all you can think of is, oh, no, nobody really died. I mean, that's fucking bullshit to me. And that pisses me off every time. So when I hear about these conspiracy theories, it has nothing to do with whether I think there's any validity to it at all. You're not acknowledging that people fucking suffered and died that day. I mean, horrible fucking deaths, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off that people just want to, no, it's a government conspiracy. Bullshit, Well, tell that to the fucking...
It's the Bilderberger Group.
Tell that to the families of these people, And some of the family members are in on the conspiracy.
I'm pretty sure the fucking Texas does.
I missed what you said. You broke up a little.
Alex Jones, I'm pretty sure that he does.
Did his head explode yet?
God almighty. We can only hope.
I'm just saying that some of the family members of these people are involved in some of the conspiracy theories, but they're not involved saying that nobody died. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Those are the ones that piss me off. That, is all false flag. Nothing really happened. In fact, 99.9% of false flag conspiracy theories piss me off because you're not acknowledging the fact that real people in real situations died. You want to make up some fucking conspiracy theory so you can, I don't know, feel good about yourself or think that you're right. And it just pisses me off. I get really upset about it. And maybe I shouldn't, but...
No, you should. It was a national tragedy. I mean, not American, but...
it wasn't even...
actually went to the top of the trade centers.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
And I've got a baseball cap, and I never got any like of that stupid narcissistic shit people do when they say, "Oh, I was just there, man. I know how they felt." I don't know how they felt. It must have been terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're at the top. I mean, burn or jump.
Yeah, I mean,
Horrible.
what has to go through your mind to make that decision, you know? And we're cheapening it by coming up with fucking hologram theories.
It was your idea to do this show.
Yeah, and because I think it needs that kind of thing needs to be said. Everybody talks about these theories, and nobody says, hey, people fucking died that day. A lot of them. A lot of fucking people died that day. Nobody says it. It's debating whether the theory is right or wrong, but let's acknowledge that people fucking suffered that day,
Oh,
There
yeah.
ain't no fucking way they made that shit up. Ain't no fucking way.
Well, the whole premise of the show was we were going to pretend like I was the devil's advocate. And
Yeah, well, I changed the premise.
Steve called an audible. He can do that because he's the talent.
That's right.
Chris's note of disdain goes down in the history book.
Listen, sometimes we have to be serious and look at the reality behind some of these cockamamie bullshit theories that people come up with, Look at the reality and think to yourself for 1 minute, okay, who was affected by this really? And it isn't the fact that, our government wanted to fight against another government. Yeah, they probably did, but they're not going to blow up their own fucking people to do it. Although those theories have passed through the minds of our government in the past. There's proven documents we talked about on another show that they were thinking about blowing up airplanes and shit like that to fight with Cuba back in the 60s, So, I mean, those types of things have crossed their mind.
Well, it actually happened in England.
No, it probably has.
And in World War II, they let Coventry get bombed, so the Nazis didn't know we knew their code.
Well, sometimes you have to, But
that's kind of a different thing, though.
Right.
Like if you look at what happened with the Enigma machine?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at that and what they did, they were trying to wait until they had the complete upper hand before they really used it.
Yeah, it wasn't an excuse to get into a war. It was
no, they were already in war.
Right, they were already in war. It was more of a strategic move. Whether it was right or wrong, it was more of a strategic move.
It's just a little different. I get what you're trying to say, though, Richard. I get the stretch that you're trying to make, and it's a valid point.
I don't buy for a second, though, that anybody in our government would think that blowing up probably two of the most iconic buildings in the United States is a good idea.
Well, there is that conspiracy theory that the U.S. government knew that it was going to happen and let it happen.
I can buy that they had clues, but would they let it happen? Why the fuck would they do that? It makes no sense.
There is more money in war than anything else.
Sure.
And it was a handy excuse to go to war.
Sure.
I mean, it is. I wouldn't put it past the Bush administration.
No, wait. No. Was the situation used to certain people's advantage?
Absolutely.
Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. But do I believe that it was a big conspiracy? No.
I don't think it was a big conspiracy. I just think maybe someone knew it was going to happen and
Okay.
didn't tell anyone.
Let's think of it this way. A lot of those people in Washington have constituents in
Yeah.
New York City, and it was the World Trade Center. So there's people from all over the world in that building at that time, because that's what that building is. It's the World fucking Trade Center. So buildings. So how could they be certain that their own family member wouldn't be in that building? You know? And I'm sure that some were. People in government, people in those places. Or do you sacrifice your own family member or your own relatives or your own friends just because you need to go to war with fucking Saddam Hussein?
I'm pretty sure that if anyone knew it was going to happen, they made damn sure no one they cared about.
But that's not true though. There were people in positions of power that were in that building that day, you know. And you can't guarantee you fly a fucking airplane into a building that it isn't going to just fall immediately. So even if people were on the first floor, they might not get out. You know, they might be hit by flying debris. They could, you know, you can't guarantee how that building is going to come down or if it's going to come down. There was no guarantee that any of that would happen. I think, you know, it probably even surprised bin Laden when the fucking buildings actually came down. You know, I don't think anybody would have thought that. I sure as hell didn't when I was sitting there watching it live on TV. Never crossed my mind that that building was going to come down. Any of them.
Yeah.
Until it happened. And then it never crossed my mind that the second one would come down. Even after the first one. I would have never, you know, it just didn't. You're sitting there watching it and you're like dumbfounded. What the fuck is going on here? You know?
It was
In fact,
it was a rather interesting day, to say the least.
It was more than, I mean, it was an interesting, I don't know. You didn't see anything else on TV for what, almost a month.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And so it was like, I think a lot of people have forgotten about that at this point. And that's another thing that's, you know, kind of, you got to remember this shit or it's going to happen again, you know? And so
It's one of those things, you know, that you always remember where you were when it happened.
right, but
I remember where I was when 9/11 happened, and I remember where I was when Diana died.
I couldn't tell you where I was when Diana died, but she wasn't from my country, so you know she's yours. You can. I do remember the events. I couldn't tell you where I was, but I can tell you where I was when the Challenger exploded. I was sleeping in social studies class.
I was in a classroom.
Yeah, I was sleeping in social studies.
And I was watching it on TV.
We didn't watch it on TV. In fact, I was in history, social studies class, but it wasn't, we had seen those things before. It wasn't the first time a space shuttle went up, so we weren't watching it, but the teacher must have left the classroom for something, and he came back in and said the Challenger exploded. And that's all he said. He didn't tell us anything else. I didn't even know what the fucking Challenger was at that point. And then I got home, and that was all that was on TV for a couple of days. And so that's how I learned about it. But I can tell you where I was. I fell asleep in social studies class like I did every day. And he woke me up, I woke up to him saying that. So
A lot of people think that was a conspiracy as well.
a lot of people think everything that's ever happened in the history of the world is a fucking conspiracy.
Yeah.
If everything that was a conspiracy, everything would be a conspiracy.
Thanks for that utterly irrelevant statement, Steve.
But it's the truth.
It's a conspiracy, Steve.
People have to find conspiracies in everything. People, for God's sake, Richard, people think you're fucking Steven Strufert.
Yeah, well, that's people in the Bigfoot community. I mean,
But
Wait
I'm just
wait a minute. Wait.
conspiracy.
People think he's fucking Steven Struford?
Well, no, that's a fact.
Dun.
That's facts. We're not doing facts.
No. No. I was just checking. I wanted to be clear on the facts
I don't know. I
of
think
the situation.
I think the manpower behind doing 9/11 level conspiracy is so big that there's no way it can be kept a secret.
You'd have to
There's
have
no-
an organization that was tight, strictly controlled, and loyal to get away with it. And, you know,
And we know that our government isn't loyal to, they're not loyal. And there's very few secrets that stay secret in the United States government anyway.
we're talking some Illuminati shit here.
It would have to be. It would have to be on that level. It would. Anybody who thinks anybody in the United States government has the ability to do that is just kidding themselves. It would have to be organized on a different level, like Illuminati.
Lizard people?
Yeah, why not? Lizard people and the Illuminati.
I'm in with lizard people.
Bill Clinton.
Is it like V?
Bill Clinton
It's
couldn't even keep his
totally
fucking
like
affairs
V.
secret.
I'm down if it's like V.
It's completely like V.
Oh, fucking right. Let's
I
have some
love
lizard
V.
people.
V was like the shit when I was a kid, man. That was
Steve
the
watched
best.
V.
I did.
That
even
is
watched
awesome.
I even watched the newer version of it.
Yeah,
That
let's
failed,
not talk about
that failed horribly.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. The
Let's
original
not
was
talk
good.
about that. The original was amazeballs.
Well, no, I've gone back and watched the original, and it was cheesy as all fuck.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course it was.
It was horrible.
For the time that it came out, it was great. It was amazing.
Give me cheese over this CGI shit you get these days.
Yeah.
Speaking of CGI, the 9/11 conspiracy, that's all it was, all CGI. New York City doesn't even exist.
It doesn't?
That's
No,
a
it's
bold
CGI.
statement, Steve.
Well,
That's
it's
a
just-
Richard level statement.
I know, but that's about as thought out as some of these fucking conspiracy theories.
That means that Dickface McGee is a paid actor.
I bet you he would be one of those people who would be an actor at a false flag event.
It'd have to be.
I bet you he would be.
No one's that stupid.
He would take that money. And okay, let's talk about these paid actors at these false flag events. Okay.
Oh, let's.
Why do they keep using the same ones?
Because they're reliable, Steve.
But doesn't that give people a clue that it's a false flag event? Would that be the first thing you do is change out the fucking actors?
Oh, no, they just use a bunch of actors with unrecognizable faces, put them in a false mustache and a pair of spectacles and say, hey, how about it? Scene.
How much would you require to be paid to keep your mouth shut if you were a false flag
These
actor?
people don't get paid anything. They're part of a strictly controlled, loyal organization. They
Oh,
do it for
bullshit.
their country.
How is a school shooting, faking a school shooting, doing something for your country?
What?
Listen, Steve, when the men in black come a knocking,
Every time there's a school shooting anymore,
you
it's a
fucking
false
do
flag
what they
event.
tell you to do, Steve.
Or every fucking car accident is a false flag event. You know,
A lot of them
everything's a
are.
false. Everything's a false flag event anymore.
The
There
Illuminati
aren't any
don't
real
want us to
events
think
anymore.
cars.
You can't
I
walk
think-
down the street
I-
without a false flag happening.
I'm pretty sure your entire life is a false flag operation.
You do seem to be derailing the whole argument because as soon as I made a point you couldn't respond to, you went off on this long tangent
Okay,
and
which point?
derailed. I can't remember. It was chemtrails. There we go. And you were
Yeah,
like,
but
here's
that
the
wasn't
thing.
even part of the theory.
Yeah,
There's
and then
no
you,
theory out there that says chemtrails are associated with 9/11.
well, there are now. I just made it happen.
I know, but you made it up as you were going. That's bullshit. You can't do that. We're talking
What do
about
you
real
mean?
theories.
That's what conspiracy theorists do.
No, not according to them. According to them, it's all well thought out, factual, whatever.
Yeah, I've been on a flat Earth forum that's not factual or well thought out.
I want to know how the flat earthers explain the recent solar eclipse.
Well, that's quite simple, Steve. It didn't happen.
You know, they might be right because I sat here and waited. You know, I figured I'd see something, a little bit, because we
Please
have
tell
some
me you just sat there and stared at the sun.
I
Because
did.
That would just make my day.
I did. I didn't have any glasses, but I looked through the tree branches and it didn't even, it got a little dim, but that was it.
Brilliant.
Barely noticeable dim. But I'm in Ohio, so I wasn't anywhere near the full
the full totality.
But in 2017, I will be directly in the line of the full totality. It's going right over top my fucking head. So I'm going to get dark in 2017.
It is
2017. You fucking
2024. I'm wrong.
wow.
2017 in my world comes twice.
Well, you know, what I would give to live in Steve world for a day where frogs come to life and spam tastes like ambrosia.
I think what is it? It's 7 years from now. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 2024.
Did you really have to say the numbers out loud?
No, I had to count them on my fingers.
Oh, for the love of, yeah. Right, yeah, 7 plus 7 is 14. You're right.
I don't do maths.
It's math.
Well,
and that, Steve, is why you fail at debunking conspiracy theories, because you can't connect the dots like we conspiracy theorists can.
Listen, I've said it a million times. I believe that there are conspiracies out there, but I don't believe that the conspiracies are on the level that anybody ever makes them out to be.
It makes perfect sense, Steve. A trained, loyal, strictly controlled organization staged 9/11 using missiles and chemtrails and strategically placed explosives.
And let's not forget that they pay people like me to say that there was no conspiracy.
No, Steve. You see, I'm not one of them. I embrace.
No, you believe in it.
I embrace people like you that run from the truth, because if I can convert you, Steve, I've done something good with my life. I've opened your eyes to the truth.
Do I get to play devil's advocate next time?
Yeah, if you want.
All right.
Pick a subject you've always wanted to defend.
Oh, I've already done that.
Damn straight. It was the best episode ever.
No, which one, Elvis or JFK?
Yeah, Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis.
I never want to hear JFK again. Both you and Phil have ran that into the ground.
So is Phil on my side with JFK, or is he on the opposite?
I think he's pro Lee Harvey Oswald.
So he's pro single gunman.
Yeah.
See, I'm not. I'm not saying there wasn't a single gunman. I'm just saying that some of the evidence doesn't add up. So, see, I believe that some conspiracies can be real.
Because of a strict, loyal, tightly controlled organization that secretly roll everything.
V?
No.
V.
No. I want to go back to Illuminati, because I think, there is an Illuminati.
There is an Illuminati.
So how do the Illuminati and the Bilderbergers, are they the same people, or do they converse with each other, or are they like two separate organizations?
The Bilderbergers aren't an organization. It's just disinformation.
No, but don't they meet like in some foreign country somewhere? And
they don't even exist, Steve. It's all lies.
I'm trying to get real information here, Richard. You can give me the real facts.
The Illuminati, that's the real facts.
I can handle the truth.
I just gave you the truth. It's the Illuminati. The Bilderbergers don't even exist.
But they're called a group.
Nah, don't exist.
Huh.
They want you to think about these things like Majestic 12, the Freemasons.
Oh, no, Majestic 12 is fake.
Yeah.
No, well, Majestic 12 may have existed, but not the way that, like Stanton Friedman says they did and shit like that.
Hmm.
I like myself some Stanton Friedman. He's a pretty cool guy, but I think he's way off base with just about everything he says.
Whoa.
He's a great guy to listen to.
Are we talking about the guy that has the new documentary on Netflix?
No, that's Greer, I think.
No, Stan Friedman, the one that's been accused of having child pornography on his computer.
No, that's Stan Romanek.
Stan Romanek, that's right.
No, that guy's a total fraud.
Well, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Please tell me Steve isn't digging his fucking hole any deeper than it already is.
I'd say no. Romanek, no. Romanek's the guy who had the little alien peeking in the window back in the day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And then he was on this guy. I was watching the only thing I've ever seen on this one YouTube channel. What is it? Oh shit. That one that always has a fake UFO. Secure Team 7. Okay. Bullshit UFO YouTube channel. But
Secure Team
they
7.
had this, they had this video of Stan Romanek on some podcast a while ago.
Oh God.
And he's claiming that things just magically fly around his house and shit like that. And
they follow him.
Yeah. And they showed Secure Team 7, which is normally a bullshit YouTube channel, was actually debunking Romanek. And it was perfect. It was great. They did a great job doing it. And he was actually like flicking things into the air, and you could actually see him doing it. It was hilarious. And then claiming that it was, like ghosts and shit or aliens or whatever. I don't know where that came from, but you could see him doing it. It was great.
Yeah.
And the host of the show was kind of buying into it. It was great.
That dude is fucked up.
But he has a Netflix documentary, you said?
Yeah, there's something on Netflix about is it Romanek, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
But I seen one today that had Stephen Greer on it. I didn't watch it, but we were flicking through the Netflix channel or things, and it came up.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, but he's another fucking fraud. I think he believes a lot of what he says, but...
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of them have to.
Greer's the free energy guy and all that bullshit. But when he first started out, I was actually behind him, not behind him physically, but
yeah, I think we can make that leap.
Wow.
No, but with the excuse me, with the getting all these people in high places to witnesses, and then they wanted to go to the Congress and testify and all that shit. I thought that was great, And then he went into this free energy bullshit, and it's like, what the fuck? Now he's just, nobody even buys into his shit anymore. So, but that's back when I was a believer.
A believer.
By the way, I take offense
you're
to one of your
Bieber fan.
I take offense to one of Richard's comic strips.
I swear to God.
Oh dear fucking Christ!
You made a jab at Justin Bieber.
I did. Canada should pay for it.
You think like Bieber's the worst thing that ever came out of Canada?
Well, Brian Adams, but yeah.
Whoa! Let us not speak ill of Brian Adams.
Is Phil Collins Canadian?
No.
Oh, good. Because I like Phil Collins.
No, Justin Bieber isn't the worst thing to come out of Canada, but he's on the top 4.
I don't agree with some of the things Justin Bieber's done in his lifetime, right? But I don't think you can make a comic strip saying how bad Canada is because they had Justin Bieber.
Listen,
I think that's
that
going a little
same
too far.
comic strip created the Fuck Your Moose movement, which is now spreading across the internet. So
in one group.
in one group. Look, you know what? Baby steps. Takes years.
No, that was a good movie too. What about Bob? That was a great movie.
Baby steps onto the elevator.
And a movie I've actually seen twice a week.
Phil's been dominating the chat room tonight.
Oh, fuck Phil. I mean, hi Phil.
Yeah. Bob. Bob.
What's Bob saying?
Oh, he's arguing with everybody.
Is Dick Face McCheesy Butt in there?
Dick Face McGee is no longer in the chat room. And that makes me happy.
Did he figure it out? I mean, that you were talking about him, do you think?
I doubt it.
Or does he have some important, discoveries to make?
He's the only person in history to fail an IQ test, so no, I don't think he made the mental leap.
I hope it's just my battery because I need my vape. I love this thing.
Speaking, or seeing as how we're talking about how, we should never forget about 9/11.
Oh yeah, that was the topic. Huh?
Do you guys remember that time we had Mick West?
I slightly think there was
recall.
Yeah.
It may be a conspiracy at this point.
I don't think we'll ever have Mick West again.
What if it was a Mandela effect, and we never really had Mick West?
Who's Mick
Pretty
West?
sure we did.
I don't think we did. I don't recall an episode with Mick West.
It's possible. This has been episode 159 of the Fortean Slip. If you like this shit, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Check out Richard's blog, if in fact he still does anything with it.
Holy shit.
Is below the show. What?
We went one whole episode without mentioning eBay once.
Oh, fucking brilliant. Fucking, yeah.
God.
Thank you got that in at the end there, because, I thought we'd get away with it, but no, you remembered.
I've had that plan since the beginning of, 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, sure. Check out Matt Knapp at youtube.com/bigfootcrossroads. Check out, as always, Dred Funn at dredfun.com and youtube.com/dredfun. And hopefully we can be back next week with another episode for you as we celebrate our 4 years of podcasting enjoyment. Go back and check out some of our old episodes on the YouTube channel. Check out the blog. It's been non-existent. I need to get back into doing it. And we will see you next time. See ya!